Yeah, Doc Savage, I can't even remember what happened last year. I don't think we had any around Christmas. If anything, it tends to be just a bit, you know, either dry or a bit wet. That's about it. Exactly, Geekface, because there's a lot of betting that happens about White Christmases, and it only counts if it, like, you have to decide, you know, what is the criteria to meet for it to have technically snowed on Christmas Day, and it's something around snowing in Westminster, and it has to snow a certain amount. I don't know what that amount is. But, you know, the bookmakers stand to make or lose an awful lot of money depending on that definition. Never quite understood why they were called the bookmakers. It's not like they actually made books. Like, they keep records of bets, but they didn't make books, did they? It's a weird name. You have indeed, J. Cook. Lord Dole decided to turn up at 7:35, something like that. Am I streaming this year on Christmas? It's too early to say at the moment. I don't know. Best bookmakers betting documentary is Peaky Blinders. Okay. Christmas is on a Monday. Yeah, but that means, well, hang on a minute. When's Christmas Day? Is the 25th on a Monday this year? Let's have a look. No, it's a Thursday. No, that's January 18. How the heck did it manage to go to 2018? Wait, what? The 25th is a Monday. Okay, so that means Christmas Eve is Sunday Night Truckin', yeah? Sunday Night Truckin' is on a Christmas Eve this year. That's interesting. Namiku, thank you for the resume. That means we're going to need some... I'm going to need Paulie to start doing some work, aren't I? I'm going to need Paulie to knock up some skins for Christmas trucking. We're going to need some Santa stuff. Yeah, Santa Doyle. Hope you do stream because I spent last year alone in hospital. This is my first Christmas home since my ex left me. Your company would be great, Vizard. Yeah, I mean, I can't say yes, but I'd like to stream on Christmas Day, but I can't say for sure yet. I mean, that is not normally a streaming day for me, but then it's Christmas Day, so... Vizard! Not Vizard, Mr. Rose, 29 months. Thank you. It's off, Jov. I think it'd be fine, Sidious. I don't really see a problem with it. For some reason, I want a photo of that. It just looks nice. So the beacon bug isn't there now. How weird. You can't watch on Christmas Day. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, this is it. Some people, you know, everybody spends Christmas Day in different ways. Some people go out with family, go out with friends. Some people stay at home. Same thing with New Year's Eve. Loads of people go out drinking, loads of people don't. White on bread. Jules, last year I stayed at home on my own, probably do the same this year. Nah, you've got the nut house, mate. You're never on your own. The crane's mirror just clipped through that trailer. Oh, hang on. Apparently theirs okay. We'll take it. One thing you love is a Christmas song. What's this? I thought you should be so heavy. Bet I can park it. And time for something else. What was all that Steam achievement stuff then? I had 3 of them. 2.9%, that was my bed. Just got like 3 achievements pop up. Okay, let's have a look for another job. A break on. Right then, let's see. Osnabrück. 30 tons of fish fingers. All the way to Malmo. 30 tons of crane. Well, we just did crane. More crane and crane. Some cement. Boring stuff. Weird looking trailer. Going to Croydon. I think I want to go to Croydon. I think we'll take the fish fingers. That sounds fun. Is it too early to start listening to Christmas songs? Yeah. December, you know, November you can't avoid them. By December you'll be fed up with them. But don't inflict it on yourself in October. That's my advice. That's a lot of fish fingers, Jimmy. Either that or they're very heavy fish, I don't know. Avoid Cliff Richard's music at all costs at Christmas. You can't. You can't, man. Every department store you go into will have that kind of stuff playing. Slade, like all the classics. They don't make Christmas songs anymore, so they have to show all the old ones. That's a shame. There's no double trailers with anything interesting. You've never seen a fish that had fingers before. I don't know if we're going to get this trailer out of here, to be honest. We'll have to drive that way and try and loop. This is going to be pretty interesting. We could try turning right and getting out of here, but I'm just not sure it's going to work. You've never eaten fish sticks, but you've eaten fish sticks, but never fish fingers. What do they taste like? Pretty much the same thing, I guess. Jules, some councils are starting to put up Christmas decorations. Save me, Jules. Costco has gone full Christmas, Lava Tube. Well, to be fair, they sell to businesses mostly, so that kind of makes sense. Do you know, I've been to Macro quite a few times, but I don't think I've ever been to Costco. How does Costco compare to Macro? Does it basically sell the same kinds of stuff? Hey, Dan Baker. I think you need to check which support source quality keeps buffering for me, and I have a very good internet speed and connection. Yeah, it could just be, you know, the routing tonight, and by the time they even look at your message, it'll have fixed itself. Costco is the king. You have to pay for membership. How much is it? Is it worth it? See you later, Rowan. You prefer Costco as they have better choice, plus the muffins is to die for. £36. What, for the year? The muffins. I like it. The muffins to die for. I think... I've got a feeling my nearest Costco is... I don't know, actually. It's a bit of a drive. It's going to be about a half-hour drive, probably. I know there's one on the North Circular in London. I've got a feeling there's one... Is it maybe towards Southend? I can't remember. They do have quality goods and excellent return policy. Yeah, see, I got fed up with Macro because it was a bit rubbish. Oh, they got one at Lakeside then. Okay, Lakeside then. The cookies are to die for. So, cookies and muffins, yeah? With a £36 membership. Watford is the flagship store. That's a bit of a drive, Watford. There's a nice cheap hot dog and drink to buy when you're finishing your shopping. They do the IKEA thing then. When you finish your shopping, grab some meatballs. Certain companies have sponsorship with Costco and the workers qualify for membership. I found them cheaper than Macro and brilliant stock. Is it cheaper than the supermarkets though? Really? Because the thing I found about Macro is some of the stuff they sell is not actually cheaper than the supermarket. So you have to literally check things. Like, we'd often be stood there and Mrs. Squirrel would go, that's actually cheaper in Tesco. And it'd be things like washing powder or, you know, washing up liquid. And you think, well, why am I paying... you know, why am I here? Why am I in this place called Macro? This is meant to be, like, wholesale prices. Why are you selling me more expensive than Tesco is selling it to consumers? Costco is way cheaper than the supermarket if you're willing to buy in larger quantities. Depends what it is. Like, I used to go to Macro and buy big boxes of crisps or massive boxes of toilet rolls and things like this, or giant-sized washing up powders. Which is primarily the whole point. You buy in bulk. No, I like having the 4B mod. Razorpunk, 36 months. Score GG, 3-year hype. Thanks for all the great streams for over 3 years. Keep up the good work. Dude, thank you for 3 years of support, Razorpunk. SLB with a resume. And Ray Arsenal with 4 months. Mr. Rose, 29. I think we're up to date though. Thank you guys. You buy big boxes of KP crisps. The problem is I'll buy like a big box of crisps and I'll only ever see about 4 bags of them because my kids will just demolish them when I'm not looking. So in the end I stop buying them because they have no sense of oh, I shouldn't eat that because Dad's not had any yet. They just demolish it. Like, well, this doesn't work for me, funnily enough. Sometimes buying the retail bulk rather than catering size is better. Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing, Ryder, is the whole VAT thing. The prices you see are ex-VAT, aren't they? So you'll think, oh, that's cheap. Oh, you get it to the till, and then VAT gets added on. Whereas in Tesco, it's all including VAT. Jules, Tesco's cooked the books the last few years, didn't they? I don't know. Not heard about that. Dads don't count, I found that out with my kids. Scumbags. This is why we have dad tax. Oh, I do buy catering sized portions, Lava Tube. It doesn't matter. If it's there, they will eat it. Until it's all gone. That's how it works. You know, like, you know birds? You know when birds bring worms back to the nest? And all the baby birds are sat there and they're all just with their mouths open like that. And even if they've just been fed all the worms, they'll still want more. It's like that. It's just a massive fight. So if you bring a box of crisps into the house, all my little baby birds will just go me, 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 until it's all gone. Try refreshing, Dan. Refresh your page. Usually fixes it. If ever your stream buffers, what often happens is the audio-video gets out of sync. And you have to refresh your page, or if you're in the app, just come out and back in. It gets no better when they grow older. We'll see about that. I have a question for Mr. Foggy Weather Mod Man. Is this skybox actually going to go away at some point? Costco is too much of an inconvenient drive to the side of the city for you to consider. Yeah, fair enough. A gorilla? Dude, that's not ordinary gorilla. That's the DK. Do you know who the DK is? Lord Reaper, I love Christmas, one of my favourite times of the year, alongside Halloween. It always say Halloween is the scariest time of the year as the ghouls, ghosts and monsters, etc. become very active. And I have a fascination with the paranormal, all the ghosts and monsters, UFO, that sort of thing. You do know that it's all tosh, don't you, Lord Reaper? You do know that it was all made up. But okay, that's good. You're getting buffered, Spatial Dragon. Rip. Twitch just took a huge dump. That's a great phrase right there, PC Tech. Exactly, it's Donkey Kong, man. It's Donkey Kong. It's like, do we know who that is? I just had a massive buffer, Pringle. What do you mean? Don't worry, there's probably a, there's probably some ESL on and they've rerouted all the servers. It's okay, you didn't miss anything. He had to refresh while he was lying in bed. Oh no! I had to get up out of my bed and refresh. Outrageous. It sounds like something went wrong on Twitch. Although not for everybody. Ah, it looks really nice, doesn't it? That kind of blue mist. Look at that. Looks great. Look at that for a view. Big buffer squirrel and it dropped to 1 FPS. My trailers are almost the same colour as the skybox. Yeah, it seems to have fixed itself anyway. It's a double trailer. As if, Mickey D. You're not ready to change your phone anytime soon. I have a perfectly working 5S 2-year contract is done. Why would I change? You don't need to. That's the thing. we had a 2-year contract on our iPhones, and that was paid off in May. And since then, we've just been enjoying not paying for phones and just paying for the SIM. But inevitably, I need to think about getting them some kind of phone upgrade because their phones are, shall we say, not treated well. Therefore, they've all got cracked bits and stuff like that. Yes, Darth Tater, it's the new Frosty Weather mod. Foggy Weather mod, sorry, not Frosty. Foggy Weather mod. But it's not yet available. Problem is, my daughters are Apple fangirls and they won't have anything but an iPhone. And I'm really not going to buy them the latest iPhone because it's just overpriced. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. Make them pay. Oh my god. Every week I have to endure. I've got no money. They don't do a Chinese knockoff of an Apple phone. No, Tequila, he wasn't angle grinding. He only does stuff on the house Monday to Friday usually. He definitely doesn't come here on a Sunday. It's too much for a phone. They're only doing it because people don't look at the price anymore. They just look at the monthly contract fee. That's all they care about. Like, hardly anybody buys the phone, like the flagship phones, hardly anybody buys them cash, outright. Almost everybody picks up a contract. So that's all they care about. They don't what people don't do is they don't go, well, how much is my monthly fee times 24 months? How much am I paying for this phone? Because if they did that, they'd actually go, oh my god, how much for a phone? Look at the Nokia Q6. Yeah, but look what I've just said, they won't consider anything but Apple. Like, they won't use Android. They will not use Android. Mrs. Squirrel will. She says she's not bothered, but, I mean, she just finds it easier in iOS because she's used to it, but she's not an Apple fangirl. She'll quite happily try an Android phone, but the daughters, no. Take an Apple sticker and make a Nokia Apple. iPhone 6. Well, that's what they've got at the moment, isn't it? They've got the 6, no, what have they got at the moment? 6S. Oh, yeah. My son's got a Galaxy S8 like me. He's never had an Apple phone, he's always ever had Android. He's happy with Android. Oh god, look at this lane merge. Lane merge and a brake test! What a combo. Mazda Mike, thank you for 21 months. Is the S8 good? Yeah. Does what it says it will. Well, my son had our OnePlus phone for ages. He had like the OnePlus phone for a couple of years. And then I bought him an S8 this year. Because his old phone was, you know, on its knees. It was a OnePlus One, and it was going a bit weird. iPhone X is pretty good. You know, on paper it looks fine. It's just the price of it. Cleve, thank you for the host. Oh, the skybox has finally changed. Look. Sunrise. You still got your 2-year-old Microsoft Lumia? Yeah, I personally wouldn't want a Microsoft phone. I'm happy with Android, it's fine. I'm happy with iOS, to be honest. But Microsoft has this obsession with tiles that just annoys me. I think they should have been kitchen designers or something. Ooh, I can actually see the trailer. Putt Garden, where the golfers come to practice. Straight on, I guess. Yeah, the Xiaomi stuff is quite nice. They do some really nice phones. What the heck was that? But I always worry about, like, buying Xiaomi phones. I always worry about the support, you know? Ever since I got that OnePlus One and when I needed support with Mrs. Squirrel's phone, and it was the worst, like, I didn't get a single reply for weeks, and then I got one reply and it didn't fix a thing. It was the worst support I'd ever had. And I worry about things like the Xiaomi phones, and you think to yourself, wow, look at that. You think to yourself, if this phone goes wrong after 4 months, what do I do? Where do I take it? How do I get it fixed? Look at that. Oh my god. Now that looks cool. That is nice. Jules, I missed my bit. My last bit. Jules, my phone is iPhone with no contract. It's pay as you go. It's fair enough. Yeah, if you buy it outright, you can do that. Motorola Moto G is a budget phone. Yeah, try and get my daughters one of them. Not a chance. See you later, Jimmy Silvano. Not even sure where we're going. 45 minutes. Yes, Westy Dog. So the Frosty Weather mod replaces all the skyboxes. Xiaomi's working on proper EU distributors. Should be up with the next year. See, that's when I start to get interested, Floaty. You know, at the point where I can get the support, that's where I start to get interested. Until then, you're basically saying, well, I'll buy this phone, but if it goes wrong, I accept that I'm not going to be able to get very good support for it. Or the company will say, well, yes, if you'd just like to send us that to China, and at some point we'll get back to you with the fixed phone. You're like, well, what do I do for the next 2 weeks? Hang tight? No. I keep calling it frosty weather. It's foggy weather. It's foggy weather mod, not frosty. Right, iOS 11 installs itself in the night and does bad things, Impy. Like what? Steals your duvet? Yeah, if you go from 4 to 8 series Boxer, of course it's going to be a big jump. You're like jumping forward almost, what, 5 or 6 years or something in tech? Imagine if you did that with a PC. Will you look at the early and late autumn mods like last year? I enabled it before the stream SREs, but it was crashing out, so I'm not sure. Somebody took the Grimes autumn weather mod and fixed it for 128 Euro Truck, but it crashed for me and the error log had a couple of weird messages. I didn't have time to look at it before the stream, so I just I removed it for now. It could be a problem with a mod. It could be a problem with some other mods I've got. I don't know. Didn't have time. But yeah, I wanted to use the autumn mod now. God ray shot right there. Look at that. The iPhone 8s have some cracks because of overheating battery. Oh my god. That's the other thing, like when new phones come out, you know, you get these fanboys who are queuing outside the shop to get one. I'm the opposite. I'd rather the phone come out and then I'd wait a week or two and see if there's any teething problems. Because it's not the first time. You know, they had a problem with the antenna. They've had a problem with overheating batteries. I'd rather wait for people to sort of find the issues and get fixed and then get one. The autumn mod does not work with the foggy weather mod because they're both environmental mods, super sobs. Well, you say that with authority, but you've not actually used the foggy weather mod. That is a great shot again. Sorry, I need to go photo happy.
Welcome back, Nutter.
I get the right angle on this. Yeah, Code 4, that's what I was talking about, the antenna problem. Well, that's what he said, Super Sobs, but the author of the foggy weather mod is in chat and he said it should be fine. As long as you put his above the autumn. Because then it will replace the skyboxes that autumn mod tries to do. See, two mods can be trying to do the same thing, and the one that will win will be the one with the highest priority. iPhone 8 swollen and broken, just 2 so far on Facebook. It's RB, I've got loads of photos tonight, it's crazy. Well, I mean, what can you do with like views like that? The Tiger's Cucumber, thank you for the resume. Master Mike, thanks for 21 months. Hasn't Samsung just come out with a new Note as well? Is it the Note, what is it now? Is it the Note 3 or something? I remember seeing an advert and it said something like the phone that defined big is back, or something like this. Hopefully with a battery that won't explode. Not yet, Victory Gamer. Yeah, the Note 8, that's it. I take it they're trying to follow the Galaxy numbering now. Your dad has it, Samtel. Is it like trying to hold a giant tablet next to your head? How big is it? It's almost a tablet. Oh my god. It's about the same as an S8 Plus. Surely it's bigger. It's got to be bigger than an S8 Plus. Your friend got an iPhone 8, was disappointed, very little difference from an iPhone 6 that was dying. Yeah, you see, I don't think there's a massive difference, MP, between a 6 and an 8. I think the bigger difference comes in the 10. Yeah, Nuke, I remember that when phones were trying to get smaller. That's the weird thing, isn't it? Phones used to be massive. They used to be like, mobile phones used to be like massive bricks. And all the effort went into making them smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And then, screen technology started to come out. And they went from being mostly kind of... Wait a second, we're going this way. Mostly button-based. You know, there was always buttons on them with tiny screens. They went from that to having bigger and bigger screens until eventually they removed the buttons and the screens took over. At which point the phone started getting bigger and bigger and bigger again. It's hilarious. No, the very first mobile phones, the battery was like a giant suitcase, a really heavy suitcase. And the stock traders used to carry them around. I can't wait for foldable screens, Floaty, honestly. I really, really want foldable screens. We're passing the airport. Calls and texts all you need at once, Spatial. Nah, I'm not like that at all, myself. My phone is more or less the hub of what I do, you know? It's how you keep in touch. It's how you find where you are, how you find a restaurant, how you do your online banking, how you check your emails, how you check your Twitter feed. You know, there's so many things that I do on a phone that it's a lot more than just text and calls. Three airport CEO patches so far tonight. Oh my god. Exactly, that's exactly what they are, Ghoul now. Like a small PC. They're more or less like your personal assistant in a pocket. Like, they remind me to do things. They'll pop up and say, you know, here's your schedule for the day. Oh, don't forget to do this. It's such and such a buddy's birthday in 2 days. Like, I need my phone for all of this. Yeah, I remember Floyd, I used to have a Scion 5, does anybody remember them? And also a, was it a Scion? No, Scion 5 and a, oh, what's that other one? There was another brand that used to make PDAs. Oh, I can't think of the name. Like Scion and this other company were one of the, like the bigger players in the whole PDA market. Palm, I think it was Palm, yeah. Pretty certain it was a Palm. It was like a plastic flip over thing. Yeah, I think it was a Palm Pilot. I'm pretty certain it was a Palm Pilot. You know, they were the precursor to the whole what the mobile phone now does. There's always been a need for that. Jules, I'm the same. I use my phone for everything, even GPS. Yeah, exactly. That car's going to go on this. Did you see that? Those two cars just merged right into me. 2% damage on my trailer. Can you believe it? Just like, what? Guy on YouTube fitted a headphone socket to his iPhone 7, proving Apple removed it to save 50p, not because there's no room. It's not to save 50p, dude. is it? It's not to save money, it's to make you spend money on something else. It's the same reason they don't bring out USB chargers. Proprietary cables, they make so much money out of proprietary stuff. See you later, Trensifen. You have a Sony PS TV and it shares proprietary Vita memory card about 5 times the price of the micro SD. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Apple's not the only company that does this. Sony have always done that kind of nonsense. Even with like printers, inkjet printers, though, you know, you buy a HP printer and it'd be like, only use genuine HP inkjet cartridges. If you don't, you risk damaging your printer. You're like, no, you don't. Just fill it back up again. It's fine. And then you put it in, and then the actual printer comes up with messages, warning, warning, not a genuine HP inkjet cartridge. You're like, yes, I know. Warning, warning. Really? Oh, come on. Damage from AI. Satisfactory. Satisfactory. What a lot of rubbish.